Hello, I'm David Chaston with 90 at 9, brought to you by interest.co.nz. This is where we get everything you need to know in 90 seconds at 9 o'clock with news of slowing economic growth and rising debt. But first up this morning, we can report the results of another dairy auction, and again there was little overall price changes. Prices were marginally higher in US dollar terms, marginally lower in New Zealand dollar terms. Quantities sold were almost identical to the prior auction. Of note, however, is that skim milk powder prices rose again, this time by 2.4% and taking them to their highest level in more than 4 years. And the IMF now says the global economy is growing at its slowest pace since the GFC, with overall growth expected to be just 3%, down from 3.2% forecast 3 months ago and down from 3.7% forecast it made this time last year. It blamed key policy mistakes around trade, tariffs and Brexit, all themselves mistakes from shallow short-term populism. The pullback is driven by slowing advanced economies, who are overall expected to grow by just 1.7% in 2019. They see New Zealand growing 2.5% in 2019, the fastest of their advanced Asia group. They slashed the Aussie growth to just 1.7% from 2.7% in 2018. As they say, there's now no room for more policy mistakes, and things will only get worse unless changes in policy direction are made. On the trade war front, China is now saying more agricultural product purchases from the US depend on the US rolling back tariffs already imposed, not just holding them against going up again. Then it will spend the promised $50 billion buying. In the US, Wall Street is up more than 1% as some key corporate earnings reports have come in better than expected. And on the Brexit front, the EU and England are moving closer to agreeing to a plan for the UK to leave the bloc, with a deal possible but difficult by tomorrow. This optimism has seen the English pound rise. It is not clear whether this will require an extension, however. China's September CPI rose 3% year on year, boosted by high meat prices and high prices for fruit. Pork prices were up 70%, beef was up 19%, and lamb was up 15%. And China's debt growth turned sharply higher in September. Banks loaned a remarkable 24% more than analysts were expecting, and 40% more than in August. Now that is a true debt binge. In Australia, Latitude's greedy IPO has been called off. And the US Treasury 10-year yield is up today, up 4 basis points to 1.76%. Gold is down sharply today, down $13 overnight to $1,479 an ounce. US oil prices a little changed today, still at $53.50 a barrel, and Brent benchmark is just on $59.50 a barrel. And the Kiwi dollar is a little softer again today, now at 62.8 US cents. On the cross rates, we're at 92.9 Australian cents, and against the euro at 57 euro cents. That puts the trade-weighted index at just on 68.2. And against the British pound, we are now below 50 UK pence, and that's the first time in a year. I'm David Chaston. That was 90 at 9, brought to you by interest.co.nz.